bang for you this week. Yo, shout out to my boy Magic Mike. Thank you. DJ Magic Mike, that is. Happy birthday, brother, man. Ooh, yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. But anyway, I wanted to go live and talk some DFS contests and all that crazy stuff. So without further ado, why don't we just kick in a little bit of my cool music?
Yo, everybody, it's Yo about it. So let's get to it. Bring the bang!
Don't mind the puppy. What's up? What's up? What's up? Now, y'all probably caught me selling jewelry yesterday. That's all right. Next week, you're going to be catching me selling jewelry. I'm not going to be selling. I'm going to be painting live on Twitch while playing some music. And then my wife, Chrissy Ray, she going to be selling some jewelry on her Bling You Crazy Boutique. You know, that's the crazy thing right there. You know, it's really, to me, that's the one thing I really love about podcasting and having a wife that does something kind of similar to that with her paparazzi business. And then I get in on it too, and we do it. So yesterday, me and Mini Override did a little show together. I did a dual stream on this, so I know it might not make a lot of sense from anybody that might have watched it. So sorry about that. But on a lighter note, I do want to say that I did it as a test for next week. Because, I mean, while I'm not painting, because you have to be in the party for the jewelry. So when you're in that party, every piece you purchase, you get to tell me what to do. So if I go, okay, you pick a color, red, black, blue. All right. You pick one and I'm going to do something to it. All right. So I'm going to get 5 people together. I'm going to get a color, shape, or some kind of like something fast. What I think is going to end up looking at, this is going to end up looking like an abstract, because we're probably going to go through at least 20 pieces. That means I'm going to have 20 commands to do. That's crazy. Ooh, yeah. People, that's what we're talking about. Ain't nobody ever painted and sold jewelry before. And if you did, well, hey, kudos to you. But I don't see anybody doing it. So guess what? I'm doing it. That's right. Ooh, yeah. Big old stuff. That's what we do. That's what we do. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about what I want to talk about, which is DFS in general right now. So, of course, we all know I have been doing DFS for over 10 years, all right? 10 years plus. I've been in fantasy football since 1994. Now, I wasn't even old enough to be in fantasy football, and I'm in fantasy football just giving money out. Nobody can catch us people back then. Sorry if you're part of the government and you just kind of dropped the ball all these years. But hey, that happens. Would you go come after me? There's no paper trail, bruh. There's no paper trail. It's just all haze to your eyes. But I'm not going to gloat on that. You know, that's mostly, I think, I'm going to get us all in trouble as seasonal guys. But that being said, the contest structure has changed. Back, and I don't want to talk too much in the past. I want to go into the future and how you can avoid these situations. Back in the past, a lot of people would collude and do things like that. They still collude. Don't think they don't. We know all of you still collude, and it's fine. It's fine. But back in the day, what we used to actually do was actually put a lineup together and not suck and just keep building from there. So the first thing you got to do in DFS, of course, is lineup build. And that's a big key. What's happening now back in the day, right? So you would go in there, let's say an NFL Sunday, and you would have your 25-cent contests, your dollar contest. Now there's 50 cents and 10-cent contests. All right, whatever. So you keep going down, right? So you get your dollar here, you get your 2, the 3, the 5. You keep going on, right? Yeah, okay. So what ends up happening is you used to have all these contests. So I would just go in and I would just be like, bloop, 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 bloop. You know, and I would just keep hitting all these contests, you know, dollar, blah, 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 150, 100, 50K, 25K, 10K, 5K, 1K, all the way down. Now it's not like that. Those contests do exist, but they do not exist all at the same time like they used to all the time for every slate all the time. What they do now to actually confuse you is they make you look for it. So you got to look for the featured contest that's going to have the money. Of course, during the NFL season, we have the Millie Maker, which no, it does not pay out. So I seen a post on Twitter yesterday talking about how eighth place only wins $300 now, and how all these other places. But dude, I've been winning fourth, fifth, second, third. I have placed first, but like eighth, 20th. Back in the day, 20th would be like $30, $40 off a buck. Easy, easy, easy. Man, you getting $30 in the Millie Maker, and you got a place in the top 25%. Back in the day, you didn't have to do that. So you asked me this question right now. How can you avoid doing that in DFS? And what you can do to avoid it is just play smarter. All right, you play smarter. But that's hard to do with everybody using bots. Now, what I mean by bot, I mean an optimizer or anybody's model that they put together and have a generated statistic pool, and then they put it into the bot, they hit it, and it gives them lineups. We all know that optimizers, they give you lineups, and you can make 150 lineups in about 2 seconds. All right. So while you're doing that, a real person like myself is just assessing the situation, and then we're putting a lineup together. We'll throw in a few lineups. We'll throw in each, our money on each one of those lineups. Again, the contests are not there right now, so you really have to look for them. But really, you're only playing like the dollars, the $5, the $10, and then by the time you're done with 3 lineups, you have about $20, $30 into each lineup. All right. But what's happening right now is, like, I went on the other day, and all they got these things called table setters. Table setters are almost like, they're attractive. I do play them and I win them, but table setters kind of like, it's just not as fun. So you take their normal party. If you go into like a 100 party in the top 12, they cash. Well, prior to that, when they used to do the top 100, the top 26 would cash. Now it's the 12. This is what I'm talking about. This is why people aren't placing. What's also making it harder is the actual tying. Back in the day, it would be random, almost random, if someone had the same lineup as you. It's almost to the point where you have anywhere from at least 5 to 30 to 50 people that'll have that same lineup because they're all using optimizers. How do you use Hey, but Rob, they're putting in $300 and they're putting in 20 lineups, and one of those lineups is hitting for $3,000. That's good. That's good if that's the way you're going to play. Just know you're not building that lineup. The people who actually build those lineups have more to say about it. Just think about it this way. If you went and you maxed out your Millie Maker, and a guy like me wins off a quarter game, wins an entry for free to get into that Millie Maker, and I beat you and I win first place. But believe me, there's people in those contests I beat anyway in cash off a quarter, and y'all buying this stuff. So why you buy it is because not everybody's going to be in tune or has time in today's life to actually do it. So that's fine. That's what I'm going to help you with in the future. I'm going to make sure that you have the best plays and that I teach you how to build your lineup so that you don't have somebody go, man, all you did was just go to an opto and hit a button, and then you hit import your lineups. That's, how about you build something that you want, something that you need, something you like? What's what I'm saying? You build something, you appreciate it more. And I'm not saying you should appreciate your games or your seasonal team. You have to appreciate that because you're unfortunately going to be stuck with that team for a whole year. It can change. DFS changes out. But what I'm seeing the same concept is you win big the first few weeks and then it just goes. That's because by then all of the bots, at least people like me, know that the bots have what they need to actually take care of you. And then at that point, you got to kind of do what I've started doing. So last year, I had a lot of big hits at the beginning already with baseball. I had a lot of big hits. Pull all the money out. Now just play double ups. And I throw in on like a table setter if, I'm late, getting home because I'm, with so much going on right now, it's busy getting ready for, summer that I just don't have time to do a lot of the baseball research or things like that. So I'll play like the 10 o'clock games, or by the time I get back home, I play the 10 o'clock games, right? That sounds like you, right? Doesn't that? And that's what I want to talk to you all about is you just got to be a little smarter. Not that any of us are dumb. We just can't go into a contest that's going to allow these people 20 lineups. Go into those contests, look for the 3-packs, look for the single entries. You'll also notice the single entries are, at least, I mean, they used to be 5,000. They still have them. They used to be 10,000 single entries. They're just not like that anymore. Back in the day, we would have like at least 50, 60 contests. Like, I'm just giving you a fair number. Nowadays, those 50, 60 contests have now been shrunk down to like 15, 10. So everybody's packed in that little area, which is why you see so many people tying. Like back in the day, I used to just be like, there used to be your pay line up here and everything would be cool. And then now it's like the pay line's all the way down here because everybody's tying, because everybody has the same people. It's like I'm going into a game and I have 4 home runs and a pitcher aced it out. And the line is this big. The payout line is this big. And yeah, like you just know you're going to tie people. And tying is just as bad. Just as bad. Because when you tie, you don't win all the money. And the more people that tie, the less money that you win. So in the end, you could be paying for this great opto service. You're throwing in a $20 lineup. You end up tying 20 people and you only pull a 35, or you end up only pulling like a 55, which ultimately is just a double up. So just go play double up. And then you don't have to think as hard. That's what you do. That's what you do. And you'll see a lot of the hosts on SiriusXM Fantasy have been suggesting that. Another thing that a lot of people have been suggesting is betting. And a lot of states don't have sports betting online. Unfortunately, Pennsylvania does. So what I've been doing is I've been almost transitioning to the betting side of things. Just learning the sites, because the sites, for the most part, FanDuel was live not last football season, the season prior, around like week 2 or 3. DraftKings didn't become live in PA till like week 17. So no one's going to really play it. You play through the playoffs, whatever. Last year on DraftKings, on FanDuel, I just killed it. But this year was one of my best years because of the betting aspect and how you can manipulate it, being a DFS player, watching players all the time, knowing players, and knowing that, you know, this player has a limit that they're going to hit. Like, let's say Cooper Kupp 5.5 catches against a porous defense, a porous secondary. You know that's going to happen. Of course, if the game tempo changes in that game, you might not be able to get that bet. They'll drop it. If they drop it down to like a 4, you throw on whatever you previously bet. So if you do get the 5, you win both bets. If you don't, you win the bet, but you lose this bet. So you cover yourself. You just got to cover. And that's what you cannot do in DFS all the time. So what you need to do in DFS is actually you gotta figure that strategy out. Look for the contests, see which contests are open. 2, check the payout positions, and also check out the entries. Okay. If you're playing, let's say a table setter, which most of the time are single entry or up to 10, I think 3 entries or whatever like that. But if you're playing something with 3, 4, or 5 entries in 200, and you have some people colluding where they have 5 people and each should get 3, entries, you got 15 of those spots are going to be those guys, girls, whatever. And that means you're going to have a hard time cashing because those people are going to be on the same people pushing down that payout line and pushing it up as well too. Like I said, a lot of payouts back in the day were this big, and now they're like this. So you have to know what you're doing going in. So you're asking, Rob, heat override. What are you telling us that nobody else already tells us? What I'm telling you is that you just have to play the right contest and play it safe. Yes, winning $1 million at once is a great thing, but winning a few $100s here and there isn't a bad thing either. And that's the stuff for me. What I do, that stuff takes me right to my vacation time with my family, which we've said multiple times. We go on vacations. The minute I win like a few $100, the first thing I do is we roll out. We roll out. Like what else can we do? Like I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna play out like that. So for me, that's the number one thing that I really like a lot, that I want y'all to pay attention to when doing this. And then I also want y'all to also understand that when you're doing all this stuff too, to just be smart about it and to do what is right. Stay within your budget. They tell you don't go over 10%. You got $100 in there. Don't play more than, or it's 30%. So don't play more than $30. All right. Keep yourself humble. You get that. That gives you 3 lineups at $10 each. Great. That gives you 10 lineups with about $3 each. Great. Get a good feel. A lot of these $4.44 ones and $5.55 ones, they've been great. But again, here goes exactly what I mean. The other day, I played a $5.55 lineup and I played a dollar lineup. All right. I placed 19th in, I think, the dollar one or the 555 one. And I think I placed like 20th, 3rd or 30th in the dollar one, and I won $20 in both leagues. See what I'm saying? Why wouldn't have I just taken 5 more of those dollars, put it in the other lineup, and then won $100? Or just tie yourself, and in each bunch as you're tying yourself will either win your 10 or your $15. But then if you do it with the next $5, you have 6 rounds in there. Boom! Extra money. The dollar games actually have not so bad of a takedown either. So that being said, I just want you to know that when these things happen and you are having, problems cashing, don't think it's you. It's not you. It's just the games, and it's the way it is, the way it's condensed now. And that's why you profit at the beginning. So play heavy at the beginning. So going into football season, when a lot of you start getting my content and listening to the way I'm going to deliver my podcasts, give you my content the same way that I've done for years, but upping it up a little more, y'all see it. I got a little thing for you. Boom. Ooh, yeah. So when you get to that point, you're going to understand a little more that for me, this is more about helping you, and also just teaching you how to build those lineups that are solid every day. It sucks, believe me. I sit here and I'll have like 8 players or 7 players hit home runs. Seriously. But I won't have that guy that hits 3 home runs that day. I'll have everybody else, but I won't have that guy that hits the 3 home runs. And that guy will be 20 to 30 points above me, which will just put me in 20th, winning out some good money. But I want to show you that it's just not all about money, that it's all about the things that we need to teach you all to do. And you're going to learn a lot of that in the future on my website that I'll be putting content on. All right. So that's a big thing. That's a big thing. Next thing is I want to make sure that you know how to play it. So I gave you the first things, contests, first few things, contest size, and then contest entries allowed, and then payout. So sorry about that. So that being said, that's the first thing you look for. Find something you like. Okay, 3-player max. Bam, there's your 3 teams. All right. And you made it in time. This is a $3 $150,000, where first place will get $3,000 or $5,000. Okay, cool. That's awesome. That's what we want. All right. Take that same lineup, put it in the dollar lineups, put it in the quarter lineups, put it in the 5 cents, put it in the 10 cents, put it in the other lineups. You're like, well, if I put 5 cents in, I'm only gonna win $10 if I win, the overall thing. You still win. And different, let's say, So the pay line in a dollar game will be about, let's say, 160. Let's just throw a number out there. 160. Then in the next game, let's say the $10 games, it could be around 155 to 152. So that right there gives you an edge, gives you an idea of what you need to do to start this up. I had them on, whatever. It was cool at first. I'll probably put them back on, but it gets hot in my little side room. Yeah, and I know. I made that over there, by the way. I'm a straight up Polish guy. I'm Italian too, but straight up, no blueprint. Straight up, dude just did it. Ow, yeah. So believe me, that took a while to make. But so you do those first three things, and then for me, I like to figure out what position to punt. So you punt a position, go real cheap at. In baseball, you can find an outfielder that can be cheap. Hockey's usually a defenseman on a good scoring line, and you have to watch those lines too, because when you don't, somebody might move up to power play line one, and then that'll mess up what you got two going on. So that being said, you want to look at that. Football, of course, a lot of people punt tight end. That's my number one thing I love to do, punt tight end. And then another thing I like to do is punt quarterback, because, it's great when you get a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers throws 4 touchdowns, but he costs $8,700. But you could have had, let's say, Matt Stafford that week that throws 3 touchdowns and scores you about 10 points less, but Matt Stafford's $5,900. So you save $3,000. That's literally, that can upgrade your tight end to, anybody from Kittle to, of course, Kelsey, those guys, people that score for you. And you're saying, will that win you the Millionaire Maker? It doesn't have to. It just has to win you money. That's right. That's what it's all about, right? It's about winning money. So you put $1 in and you're in a tournament and you win $3, great. You win $2, great. That's what you want. Get in those lineups. Look for the 50-50s that pay only $1.80, so 90% of what you put in. Sometimes those are easier to score in as well. Do that, and you will avoid. So start the beginning of the season a little hot before the robots catch up to you and the optos catch up to you. When they catch up to you, go into double up mode. Have a double up lineup every single week so that you take that double up money and it buffs you when you don't have the best of weeks, and it buffs you when you have really good weeks. That's what I want to teach you. That's what I want to talk about. And that is why I'm here today, to just throw out a podcast. I also want to try out the StreamYard. I know it's got its logos all over the place, whatever. But I saw that it went through to Twitch, and I wanted to play it. And I wanted to play with my new toy. And my new toy seems to be working pretty fine. So, kind of like this kind of fine.
Oh yeah, like you're sitting there watching the Macho Raw. Yeah, and I'm talking about the DFS sport. Oh yeah.
Crazy things like that, right? Yeah. So let's think about these things. Look at the contest, start hot, and then move to 50-50 mode. Do play tournaments. Move to a 50-50 mode, a $5 or $10 50-50 mode with the money that you won, and just buff it. Look at it this way. It's like a bank account. You're going to accrue interest over time, okay? As long as you win, and I will help you with that. Bring the pain, Married with DFS, and soon yet to be announced website. Oh, yeah. You have no idea what's coming. No idea. It's insane. Like right now, you could sit here and talk. We could talk all day about this. But what I wanted to convey is when you see the people finally catching it and you've been preaching it on your Bring the Pains for 2 years, that's like, and of course, I know that a lot of people out there don't really know the Heat Override. They don't listen to Sirius XM as much, or they do now, and I don't call in because frankly, some of my guys aren't there anymore, except a few of them. and I'm always busy when those guys are on. So why don't you stop through and check it out? And like and follow. That's the biggest thing. And we'll get you into those places. We'll get you your money. We'll help your seasonal teams. We're going to do things for you and to make you better so that maybe one day you could take this spot and then I can take that retirement spot, right? Because that's the ultimate goal, is to make everybody happy, right? Come on. Yeah. Woo! Bow, people. Yeah. So you're gonna make people money, money. And I have, and it feels great to get those texts from your friends that you had to help with, or you see your buddies hitting first, second, third, and top 3 payout with just work league buddies, and he's winning money, and you're just like, yo, that's awesome. But that's, again, it comes back to those simple rules. You may think I'm crazy. Some people go and play as crazy as they want. That's fine. That's fine. I love that shit. Okay? I love to play crazy as hell. But another thing that I do like to do is make sure that I have money to play the next week. So one bad week when you play crazy as hell will result in you not playing as much next week. And it's like baseball. I burned myself out right at the beginning. Did a huge bunch of writing, and I went all in and won a lot of money. And then I was more burned out. I was like, oh man, I'm burned out. Yeah, yes, I can still write. I do. I got my, look at this right here. Bam. I had a new notebook because I'm a pen to pad guy. Started that day, right? And destroyed that Friday slate. Look at that right there. You get a first-hand glimpse, other than people that were my things. Those were my targets. Okay? Those are my targets on Friday when I smashed out. That Friday, smashed. Next day, smashed. Missed Sunday morning, we're busy. Came in the Sunday afternoon, smashed. Relentless assaultings of the contest. Because people like me can do that. And that doesn't speak me up in any way, shape, or form. I'm not the best. I don't have to be the best. But guess who I got to be the best for? My family. And all the trips to Niagara Falls and all the trips that we've done, a lot of that money has come off of DFS winnings. Hey, that's what can I say? That's what you do. And I think that's what makes it so much easier for me, more fulfilling, is that it's a priceless moment that you're going on this trips, and that what I'm doing is that I'm not getting addicted. I'm not spending thousands. I'm not taking retirement funds. I'm not doing that. But what I am doing is creating lovely memories. I hope all of you had a good day today. I hope a lot of you understand what I'm talking about. You could hit me up. You could at me. You could do that. Make sure you read that ticker right there. Next week, this week, Saturday, the 15th, I will be doing a paparazzi party with my wife as a dual party, where every piece purchased will result in someone telling me what to do. At the end of the night, we're going to have a painting. Once the painting is dry, I'll spike it up a little bit with just lines. We're going to sign it, and then a lucky winner is going to have their name drawn that night, on another night, to win that. I mean, painting, jewelry, fun, music. The music stream will be on my Twitch. So get ready on my Twitch. Let's do it right here. I'll have all sorts of music, just my music. None of it won't be too bad. So you might get some electronic. You might get some other kind of music. I'm going to mix it in. And that's what really is going to happen. And I hope a lot of you tune in, because I can't understand how painting, good times, music, and jewelry can't be a fun time. And maybe a little bit of some adult beverages as well. So stay tuned for my other podcast coming out. I've been kind of doing so many other podcasts that I haven't been able to fully put out any of my own podcast, which this is. So that's the best part. Now, I want to make sure that y'all is ready. At me, message me. You got a question, I will help you out. And until when football season starts and everything falls into place, I hope we're all on board, because that's the future, people. And I'm highly motivated people and the type that are going to surround me. So that's going to help you, all of you. So please have a great Mother's. Let's do that. This is everybody have a happy Mother's Day if you're watching this. If you're a mother, this was a good day. My mom has passed. I still can never find the time to ever put that podcast together because I'm not sure if I'll cry. But that being said, that's really what the whole type of everything is. So the ticker where my Patreon is. I hope everybody has a great day. And I want everybody to know that you can always remember to bring the pain. Ooh, yeah. One more time. Happy birthday, DJ Magic Mike. We all love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Catch Club Unity. Catch DJ Shallon. Check out, I have Casual Council coming out on Flying Casual. You can also catch them on Patreon and YouTube. So I will be on that. I'm on that every single month. So you get a podcast from me every month about Star Wars. From that, I got something in the works right now that I'm going to be putting together with the guys from the Rebel Scum podcast. Hopefully I can get that together. I love Brock and James. When Andrew steps in, this is just going to be a fun time. But for now, DFS talk is done. And all of you will always remember to bring the pain. Yeah, I said it 3 times because that's what I do. I bring it. Pain bringer for life. Ooh, yeah.
It's your body. So let's get to it. Bring the pain!